As 2023 comes to a close, we're taking a look back at the year that was by reviewing what happened at the box office. We've got Jenica, Dan, and Betsy sticking around to help us do just that. Thank you all for sticking around, joining us on this movie panel. We appreciate it.
Of course.
We got to kick it off by looking at what was the biggest, it was sort of a cultural moment, but it was also the biggest box office success of the year, and that was Barbie.
Yes.
What do you think, Jenica?
I thought Barbie was a lot of fun because everything was kept really adolescent and high energy, and it was a big party for Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach. I just really loved all the performances.
Yeah, it was really fun. Did you see this one, Betsy?
I did see this one, and I definitely agree. It was enjoyable from start to finish. You could take so much out of it, but you could also just watch it at face value and have a blast in the theater the whole time.
Speaking of in the theater, we've got some photos here. Jenica, these are your photos because you saw a special screening of this with the stars themselves.
Yes,
right?
at Warner Brothers Studio. I was there with all the primary actors, America and Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie.
He's just Ken. He's just Ken.
He's just Ken. And there were people in the audience wearing I Am Kenough sweatshirts and sweaters, and Ryan loved it and shouted out everybody. It was a really fun time. A lot of laughter and a lot of tears.
Yeah. It has that kind of an appeal. And we can't talk about Barbie without talking about Oppenheimer, but Barbenheimer was a big thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Dan, did you see Oppenheimer?
I thought Oppenheimer was the bomb.
Yeah.
Turns out it was the guy who made it.
Yeah.
But man, the sound design in Oppenheimer was exceptional. There were moments that were just epic because the thing you thought you would be hearing, you aren't hearing, and you're hearing everything else.
Right.
And to me, as an audiophile, I thought that was great.
I was going to say, you have a bit of expertise in that area because you are a composer yourself.
Yes. Yeah. So just across the board, I thought the sound design in that one was fire.
Yeah, that was great. What did you think, Jenica?
It was heavy.
Yeah?
It was heavy. I had to sit after the movie for a while. There was no Barbenheimer in my family. It was definitely one weekend for Oppenheimer and one weekend for Barbie, and I needed to sit with it. I saw it at the DGA Theater. Spectacular sound, spectacular audience, and I just was glued to the screen. It is a big screen movie for me.
Definitely is. We did pull a full Barbenheimer as a family, if you can believe that. Yeah.
We did as well.
Yes, I know. Did you as well?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it was a thing that people were doing. So we jumped on the bandwagon.
Absolutely. And I don't know what order you did it in, but we did Oppenheimer first.
Great.
Got heavy out of the way,
I think we did
and
the
then
flip.
we could lighten it up. Yeah. But you're right. The tension built in the silence of Oppenheimer, just overwhelming at times.
Yeah, it was a good one. One for families that I know families enjoyed, at least our family did, was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem that came out this year. And Jenica, you being a mom, what did you think? Did you take your family
I
to see
saw
this
it
one?
immediately. It was super fun, and it is very sweet.
Yeah.
It is so kind and sweet. The message was spectacular. I was expecting something that would just be like silly and maybe just like gross.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a spectacular movie.
No, it was super fun. One that we even had a local personality. We had Mark Landon Smith in the movie Killers of the Flower Moon, which was filmed in our neighboring state, Oklahoma. I have to admit I haven't seen this one yet. I've only heard great things. So who has seen it? Who can give us a little bit of
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you love it?
We loved that movie, and it is one that you will sit and chew on for a while. We watched it. We thought about it, discussed it, thought about it, and continued to discuss it for days after. The amount of information you think you know, but that you got so much deeper into in this movie, and the fact that it's just right next door was just really cool.
That is cool.
It was a great way to learn about an important event, and Lily Gladstone is wonderful to watch. It's so intimate. Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro having all these intimate scenes. It was a very different experience.
Yeah, for sure. It seems like Godzilla is having a moment right now. There is the show that's on Apple TV Plus called Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, but then also Godzilla Minus One. Dan, I know you were excited about that.
Has stomped through the American box office.
We're here for the puns,
That's
man.
right. I'm here for it. So, incredible. And I think it was kind of a shock to American audiences. They are trying to figure out why it is resonating with American audiences. But this movie is real. It has deep, thick emotions, and it just really takes you into a dramatic feel that I think people, with the monster movies, you're used to just like big things and stomping and all
Right.
that stuff. And in this case, there's so much character development and passion and depth that American audiences, I think, can't get enough of it.
Yeah, really, really visually striking as well. And another one that's visually striking that I know you watched recently was the #1 streamer on Netflix, which is Rebel Moon, made by Zack Snyder. What can
Yes.
you tell us about that one, Dave?
So I know that there's been a lot of, mixed reviews because it is a lot like Star Wars. Sure, it's a lot like Star Wars, but the ensemble that he put together is incredible. The visuals are stunning. I love it when my screen looks like a poster. And there are moments in that movie where it just looks like it could be a poster on the wall. So visually stunning,
Yes.
and I'm looking forward to the next installment.
And if you have Netflix, you gotta get in on it early. The next installment's coming early in 2024
That's
as
right.
well. Now, Jenica, I don't want to leave this segment without talking about the actors' strike that happened in Hollywood, the writers' strike as well. How did that affect you personally?
It was a historic strike, and my whole family, we weren't able to work, but we were able to go to the picket lines once a week. That was our thing. And we had lots of people who were in very hard places this year, people who have gotten their big break, who have worked their whole career for something amazing that just got canceled and thrown away.
Right.
And we were all standing out there. I went to Disney Studios the most because I had a lot of shade. It was very comfortable. A lot of people came out to support, and there was so much community effort to keep hopes alive. So there was a lot more community building that I think has been there. In 2007, in that strike, there wasn't the same kind of community that came out of this one. So I think that there's so much silver lining out of a lot of pain.
Yes, well, we're glad that you're on the other side of it. We're all on the other side of it.